guys, this is 1987 Mastermind. How's everybody doing? I just wanted to comment on the mosque, and I just want to straightforward to say, as us as an American, we understand. I just want to say we understand the rights. We understand the rights of any person from any culture, whether in any religion, whether it be Jews, whether it be Christians, whatever. We don't question the right. We just, to me, it's the place. It's right there next to Ground Zero, and to me, it's just a slap in the face to all the families that suffered losses on 9/11. And look, I'm not denying the freedom of Muslims to be able to build mosques. I mean, look, there's something called freedom of religion. I understand it, but you have to look at what this guy, Faisal Abdul Rauf, I think that's his name, has said. He has said that he wants America to be Sharia compliant. Now, if you know anything about Sharia law, it's a radical ideology, and I don't think we want that here in the United States. And it's been done. That's what they do in Europe and in the UK. They do that. Now he claims to talk about peace, that we're going to have peace, we're going to have dialogue, and we're going to have peace, and we're going to show the Muslims that America's about peace and everything else. Now it doesn't match up to the comments he has made in the past. He made some pretty controversial statements. He said, I think it was Osama. Osama. If I'm wrong, someone correct me in the comments. That Osama is made in the USA and America's to blame for the 9/11 attacks. Now, if you're trying to show that America is about peace and we want to have peace with America and everything else, you wouldn't say that America's to blame for 9/11. I'm sorry, you would not say that. I'm sorry. I don't want a imam in any mosque talking about that. No way in hell. All right, not at all. Now, look, if the imam was peaceful Muslim, he was on about peace, he loves America, he loves the American way of life, I would still be not so crazy about it, but I'd say, you know what, let them do it. I wouldn't have a problem, but he's not. He also blamed America for killing, I'm not sure where well, I'm not sure about that. I'll get, you know what, I don't want to make a, wrong statement, I don't want to be, I don't want to sound like a fool, so I'll look that up. I just thought, just again, I don't think you want to have Sharia law here. Women don't have rights. They can't drive a car. If they're caught marrying people outside their faith, they're stoned and killed. Look what that woman that was stoned in the Middle East. That's what Sharia law is. All right? And I encourage you. There's this unbelievable guy. This guy, Walid Shebat, who was a former terrorist, works for the PLO. I'm gonna make another video of what he says. He knows terrorist world. He knows Islam like no one else. It's unbelievable. He's amazing. He's really good. And to me, there is a constitutional issue here. Because if you go to an interview he had, this was, I don't know, I'm not sure when this was on Fox 5. It was an interview with the Abdul Raif, all right? And they asked him about the funding. He wouldn't answer the question. How do we know he's not going to use this mosque as a front for Sharia? And doesn't that become an issue of separation of church and state? Because also, you have to understand, this guy is being funded to go to other countries in the Middle East by us taxpayers. And if he believes in Sharia law, if he believes that we're an accessory to 9/11, it's our fault, we're to blame about 9/11, don't you, is he really about peace? If he won't condemn Hamas, the guy was asked by Aaron Klein, I encourage you to listen to this, unbelievable. He was asked by Aaron Klein, do you condemn Hamas? Well, I'm not going to comment to the politically, about, Hamas. I don't know exactly the exact statement. I'll my next video, I'll give you all the facts. I'm going to do some research and I'll have it written down in a piece of paper. But, the guy won't even condemn Hamas. It just doesn't add up. On one hand, you have his wife saying, oh, this is about peace between the Muslims and everything else. It's not. It's not about peace for Muslims. Not at all. Because if he was about peace, if he was all about peace, he would not be blaming us for 9/11. He would condemn Hamas. He would have said straightforward, yes, I condemn Hamas. What they do is terrible. They're a terrorist organization. Our government says so. I'm not saying America's always our government. I don't trust our government. But It's you don't have to trust our government. Look what's happening in Israel right now. Okay, look what's happening in Israel. What they did with with the suicide bombings. I mean, they're a terrorist organization, and he won't condemn it. And I want to make clear, not all Muslims are bad. I have people in my school. I go to Kingsborough. I live here in Brooklyn, and there are plenty of solid Muslims out there that are just solid people. I'm talking about the terrorists. All right. And I just want to bring out another point. According to this Walid Shabbat, he's amazing. This guy, check him out. By the way, go to Pajamas Media. There's an interview with this guy's unbelievable. He says that all those organizations, I'm not sure about the all the organizations that claim they're for peace, and they're not really for peace. The fundamental ideology of Muslim is jihad. By the way, it is. I've heard. That's what he said. I mean, this guy. I'm telling you, you're not gonna believe me, but you know what? I'm telling you right now. Listen to this guy. Walid Shabbat, Google him, go to YouTube, check him out. This guy, is unbelievable. And this just, to me, it's just a smack in the face on all of them. That's not the main thing. To me, it's this imam that's going to be the spearhead of this mosque. And it's not just a mosque. I want to make actually, it's also a community center. But still, the guy behind it, he won't even tell us. We also find out that he's gotten funding from foreign nations. We also know, and he admitted to this, also Walid Shabbat said this, that he is connected to the Muslim Brotherhood. That's a terrorist organization. Okay? And it's also another thing, a very important thing, is it's considered a victory for them. Because this is what they do. They get in and they impose their will on the rest of us. That's what they want to do. If they were all about peace, and they were really, really about peace in the USA, if they're really about tolerance and how America's good and we're not all bad, he wouldn't say that we're to blame for 9/11. He would condemn Hamas straightforward. He does not at all. No mosque at Ground Zero. Okay? Not this one, at least. Now, again, I mean, I may get knocked by my conservative brethren out there, but if this guy was really, there was no controversy, he would have condemned Hamas immediately. He would have full disclosure of where he's getting his funds for the community center. He won't answer the question. The firefighter asked him, where did you get the funds? He will not answer the question. I mean, to me, there is an agenda there. If there was no agenda, he was straightforward, he was honest about it, I would say, you know what, fine, let them build a mosque. Because, look, I know plenty of Muslims out there. In my school, I go to Kingsborough again, and there are a lot of Muslims out there that are really good people, and I like, and I'm friendly with. I'm not against all Muslims. I just want to make that clear. There are a lot of solid Muslims out there that I talk to. I'm just talking about the extreme part. And this guy is extreme. Listen to his comments. Listen to what he said on Aaron Klein, Investigative Radio. He was asked specifically, "Do you condemn Hamas?" Well, we can't get into the political debate. He gave a political answer. Like these politicians, like, I don't want to comment to that. It's a complex issue. We're not sure. I mean, I don't care what political party you're from. I don't care if you're Nancy Pelosi or Ronald Reagan. It's straightforward. Is Hamas a terrorist organization? And the answer is yes. And he won't say it straightforward. Now again, if this guy was straightforward, he would give full disclosure of where the funds are going, he would be adamantly against Hamas, he was a peace-loving Muslim, I would say, you know what? Build a mosque. Fine. Because to me, I hear the viewpoint. I mean, I'm probably going to get knocked by my conservative friends. But if he really was about peace, and he really was about peace in between Muslims and Americans, I would fully support that. That would be a great thing to show that we're putting it there to show that true peaceful Muslims and Americans are coming together and we're making peace and we're going to denounce terrorism. But and that's the thing. If he was really about straightforward, if he's really about peace, if he really was a patriotic American, he really was a decent guy, he would be condemning the terrorist root of Islam. He'd be condemning Hamas. He'd be condemning all those organizations. And we have to come together as Americans, as Muslims, all religions of all faiths together to make peace. And we have to stop radical Islam. And we have to make more voice to the moderate part of Islam, which, again, I'm going to say straightforward. I know plenty of Muslims out there in my school that I'm friendly with, very friendly with, and they're really good people. Just awesome, downright patriotic Americans. Take, for instance, Walid Shabbat. There was these three There's three Muslims that were interviewed. They were former terrorists, and they sorry, it was a blackout for a second. My bad. And they're supporting Israel and everything else. Those are the Muslims we should be supporting. We should give voice to we have to. This is important. The moderate Muslims have to come out against. The moderate Muslims have to come out against the radical element of Islam. And I just want to make clear. I don't want to say this 100 times, but I want to make clear to all the liberal media matters, media matters, nutjob media out there that I'm not against Muslims. All Muslims. I'm against the Hamas, the Hezbollah, the terrorist part, the terrorist entity of Islam. Because there are a lot of solid Muslims out there. All right, guys. I'm coming up to 11 minutes, so I just want to say this has been awesome talk, and this is my first really good video. I'm going to upload this right now, and I hope you guys all love it. And again, I just want to say, not all Muslims are terrorists, and let's hope we can stop this. I think what we could actually, let me just make one more point, and then we'll call it. Why can't we get a different, we could keep the mosque at ground zero. I would say keep the mosque at ground zero. I know my conservative brethren are going to kill me, but why not just get a different imam behind? Why not get a different imam who's truly for peace, who's truly a peaceful Muslim? This guy isn't. He's for Sharia law. He won't condemn Hamas, any of those organizations. If he was really about peace in America, he would not. He condemned Hamas right away, and he didn't. It's just, it doesn't add up. Okay? It's like Obama saying, I'm for 95% of all Americans getting tax cuts, when 40% of the country doesn't pay taxes. It's just, he says one thing, and then you look at his past. It doesn't add up. Now, if his past is consistent with what his rhetoric was, I would say, you know what? Great. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm a white shirt because, as you know, I'm an Orthodox Jew, and it's Saturday night. The Sabbath was just recently over, so I am too lazy to change. Well, anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope I don't offend any Muslims out there, the peace-loving ones, and if I did, I'm sorry, and I don't mean that to be. But anyways, take care, guys.